Hey guys, so today we have the Divine Wrath and Mortal Will Stage 9 Battle of Fate mission. Now with this one, when it comes to doing like category missions and stuff like that, I'm not really too focused on making sure that we're doing it with no items. So what I wanted to do was make sure that we at least had like the initial recording done, and in this specific instance, we're going back and doing commentary over it, just because I feel like it would be better than the live format that we had for it. With the Fusion Zamasu video that we just uploaded, I figured that it would be a little bit more fun if you got like my initial reaction to the stage as we were playing it, because again, that was the first time that I had even loaded into it, seeing everything that the stage had to offer and whatnot. That was kind of like just a good time overall, so I figured that would be better for that. But I think for the rest of these videos going forward, unless it's like, a very smooth run, the commentary's good, it's not sloppy, we're not just interacting with chat the whole time, I think that it would be better to just do post-commentary on this one. So, with the Battle of Fate mission for the Trunks event, it's interesting, right? Because this fight against Trunks, basically the whole time you are trying to keep that gauge down, but that gauge fills up quick. And when you have 55% units that aren't always doing 3 to 4 supers and stuff like that, you're missing a couple of things, things can get out of hand pretty quick. So you guys can see the team that we are running is the GT Duo led team. We have Trunks and Vegeta, we have we have Orange Piccolo basically, we have AGL Gohan on the team, we have Super Saiyan 4 Goku, we have another GT Duo, and then we also have World Tournament Goku. So all in all, a pretty solid lineup, I'd say. Not really a weakness in terms of this team. I guess you could call Trunks and Vegeta a tiny bit of a weakness just because of the type disadvantage when the gauge fills. But other than that, it's like, the counter side to that is that we're going to have the GT Duo just go absolutely bonkers when we have, what's it called? We have their standby ready to go, and then when we're doing like 3 to 4 supers on the 24 key, you guys are going to see that, this run just goes very smooth because the items that we're using, because of the triple, quadruple supers that we're getting from the GT Duo, especially when we have type advantage coming up. But you guys will see that we do reach a point where we are struggling, and that is because we have the type advantage over the GT Duo has over Trunks, with items also active, is just too much for our good friend Super Saiyan, or what's it called, for Sword of Hope Trunks, right? Like, you guys are literally going to see, I have the standby active, and I'm only taking like 60k per normal, and when the team has near 700,000 HP, you'll see that it is quite the struggle to get there, right? So, overall, I'd say that this stage is not as hard as the Fusion Zamasu one, but again, it is still tricky. I think that they did a phenomenal job with the design of these stages, because it is a lot of fun. It's very difficult, and you're not just going to be able to go into this right away and just beat it first try, say it's super easy, call it a joke, and then move on. But also, it's there is one thing that happened in specific. I think that the Entrusted Will mission for the Zamasu stage is a bit ridiculous. That category is bad, like B-A-D with a capital B. It is not good, and the fact that we have to beat one of the hardest stages in the game with that team, it's tough, right? So like, if you wanted to just like, boil it down to 3 of the hardest fights in the game right now, I think it's this fight, I think it's the Zamasu fight, and then I also think it's the Red Zone stage for Zamasu, and even like the Red Zone stage versus Goku Black is still hard, right? Like, there's not really, they didn't really drop many easy fights during the celebration, right? Like, they called this, the only reason this is like semi-easy is because you have the ability to use 4 items, so you're getting 7 to 8 turns of damage reduction, and obviously, it's that's why it's kind of like the introductory difficult event for newer players. That's kind of what they called it in the Dokkan now. But even with that, these guys, like, these supers are hitting for over 2 million. When he's physical, they're hitting for over 2 million. So, like, whenever this gauge goes away and we go into the next phase, you guys will notice that, that super, like, if you look at the stats, I'm pretty sure it's like 2.345 million, right? Like, that is a crazy high super attack, right? There are not many units in the game that could take a 2.3 million super attack. Type advantage, guard, damage reduction, that is going to pierce through a lot of stuff, right? So, what we try and do, I believe on this turn right away, is like, I think, so, if I remember vividly, like, what we were doing in the middle of this is like, we check, right? It's like, should I use the standby? And then it was yes. And you guys will see that, we have an Icarus active, so that's already one of the problems. I guess I forgot that I had an Icarus active in this situation, because what I was trying to do, and you guys will see this in the run, is I'm trying to let the GT Duo go, right? Because I'm like, let's get the revival, let's get that going and stuff like that. And this wouldn't have been a problem, but the other issue was I couldn't get the other GT duo to revive and get their standby. So you'll see pretty quick that, like, you know, we did run into a bit of a problem because we had to try and keep that damage reduction up, but also, like, you know, when this unit's doing like 12 million and then I think they do like another super for like 8 million or something like that, it's just, it's very hard to lose with this guy because, or to die with this guy, because the damage reduction, the type advantage, the double super, it's just like, you know, I'm intentionally trying to, you know, lose right here so I could take some damage and, like, ultimately lose the fight. But Trunks is only doing 30k per normal. So, you know, like, what am I supposed to do right there, right? So, you know, we did run into that problem, and I was like, you know, when I was doing this live, I'm like, I'm trying to like, proc this revive, because, you know, we can get World Tournament Goku going the next time we see him, and we won't have to worry about him after he gets his revival buff, because, you know, that World Tournament Goku post-revival buff is one of, like, the strongest units in the game, right? He's a tough guy to bring down, and that was kind of the idea. And so what we needed to make sure that we did on this turn is made sure that we had the key for Super Saiyan 4 Full Power Goku. We do. And you guys will get to see, ultimately, how good this Super Saiyan 4 Full Power Goku is, right? We do pop a Whis because we have Gohan on the rotation. And I didn't trust him on that last spot with a super if it did happen, but we would have been okay, I think, taking one normal. But again, these guys just hit so hard, I wasn't taking chances. I'm like, if you guys are going to give me these items, I'm going to use them. And then with a Whis active here, take this with a grain of salt. This is a 2.3 million super attack right here. And then boom, full Super Saiyan 4 Goku just eats it at 55%. And then I think he does like a 12 million attack stat right here as well. So just very impressive stuff from this Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And, you know, he's just doing his thing, right? He's gaming. So, you know, when you have this guy doing his thing next to a GT duo doing their thing, you know, it's very tough to lose with this team, right? It takes the early super. Like, if you let this team cook and get built up, it's tough. Like, it's tough. Because we have Orange Piccolo chilling, doing his thing. And I don't even think we use Orange Piccolo in this run because I'm trying to make the GT duo die. And then, like, we have Orange Piccolo chilling around, and we also have Bonded Master and Disciple, you know, with Gohan, so he'll get his intro buff and stuff like that. We have AGL Go. Honestly, AGL Gohan might be just, like, the worst unit on this team, and that's saying something, right? Because that's not a bad unit by any means, right? He has kind of aged a little bit, but he still has guard. You know, if you can lower attack on a stage, you can do that. He has that going for him. He is just all in all a quality unit, and you know, like, if this guy is the worst unit on the team, I'd say that's a good thing. And he is replaceable, right? There's a lot of units on Battle of Fate these days, so like, letting this guy be the worst unit on your team with stacking and guarding and stuff like that, like, there's not really a big weakness on this team. It's just, like, the only way you lose is, like, the same kind of principle with literally every team in the game right now, where you just get caught, and that's how you lose, right? But maybe I don't do orange, I forget, probably not. Yeah, I'm just like, I can't be asked. You know, I just want to get this run over with. I want to lose at this point so we can get the revival, because that revival is going to hit hard at this point. Like, we are well into the revival at this point, and we just can't get it because we have items going and stuff like that. And then Trunks and Vegeta right here, I do believe we have an item active still, so you'll see type disadvantage. They only took 300k from that, which is not bad. It kind of gave me some hope that we would, like, be able to excuse me, we would be able to get the revival with the GT duo, because it's like, oh look, we're at 300k now. But no, spoiler alert, we don't get the revival in this run, so it's interesting for sure. But I believe the GT duo does not finish this off, so we have you know, there's about 2 minutes left on this recording, so I'll be interested to see what happens from here on out. But you guys can see Trunks and Vegeta, like, even with items around, they hold it down. We didn't have any issues whatsoever right there. And we were just able to continue on with the fight here. So boom, there we go. Big crit right there. And then they also do another additional, so it's like, oh great. They're getting even more, and it's like, please, Trunks, can you please just kill us? But he won't do it, so what can you do, right? We get the extra crit right there, and then Orange Piccolo's coming in to clean up. There you go, buddy. And then we have one more turn after this, obviously, because there's still about a minute left on this bad boy. But overall, I'd say, you know, when it comes to, like, this one should be, like, one of the easier ones, right? Battle of Fate is a damn good team, and you shouldn't have too much trouble with this, right? So we just play it safe right here because we don't have the standby. Do not want to lose the run at this point. We've come way too far at this point to let it go because I don't want to use an item. You know, they're going to give me one more. We're just going to take it because Full Power Super Saiyan 4, even with the guard, isn't taking damage right here. And then I think he tries to sneak in at super after we super, if I'm not mistaken. But again, I recorded this last night, so I kind of already forget. But, you know, we get the game, we get the W on this run, obviously. But yeah, there you go, big crit, no additional, and then right here, We do have an item active, so I'm fairly confident that we'll be okay, but losing the guard, I was kind of nervous. But again, double digits is fine. So the GT Duo is going to send us home here. But there you guys go. That was the Battle of Fate mission for the Stage 9 of the Divine Wrath Immortal Will event. Let me know what you guys think of the run down below. Let me know if you guys have been able to beat this. Do you guys have the title yet for this event, and did you do all those missions? But if you haven't yet, stay tuned for all the videos to being able to show that you'll be able to do all of it. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you are new. Turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of my Dokkan Battle content. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.